Where have all the good men gone? Right? So, as I was kind of reviewing and researching this topic, ladies, for us to kind of talk about tonight, I decided to go and look at a few web podcasts, other podcasts similar to ours. I read a couple of articles, and what I was really looking for was the male's perspective of why all of the good men out there are gone. And I found a lot of similarities in these podcasts and blogs, if you will. And so I'm going to bring three main topics up that seem to resonate amongst each and every one of these podcasts. So I want y'all to take this opportunity to talk with us and get down to the nitty gritty, because I want to know. I feel like there's a lot of, so guys out there, not the best matches out there. Thank God I got my husband already. But for those who are still in search of that good guy, here is the very first thing that has resonated across all of the blogs. Okay. So, the man that you need is not the man that you want. That is what the number one thing guys say. The man that you need is not the man that you want.
Okay.
So they're saying emotionally or physically or monetarily, he ain't the man you want, but he's the man you need. What you think about that? Neil like, Lord, what you done got me into?
Well, I think that I think some of that could have a little truth to it.
Yeah.
I think that as women, I can't speak for men because I'm not a man, okay, guys? So
right. We're speaking from a woman's perspective on what a man has to say about this.
Don't come for me. But I think for women, we go through things. We paint this picture of what we want, but it could not necessarily be exactly what we need. But I do think that you should still have some boundaries.
Some standards.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was kind of interesting that, most guys are saying that. So are you saying that we shouldn't have to settle? Because that's kind of how I take it. Like, the man that I want is not the man that I need. I mean, so my thing is, okay, so how do you know what I need? I'm just trying to see.
Well,
how can a man make that general, overall answer? Like, the man that you want is not the man that you need. First of all, you don't know what my wants are. You don't know what my needs are. But I do believe that every single man does have something good about them. They may not be the most attractive, but they may be a good listener. They may be super athletic and super handsome, but they're terrible with their money. So, I mean, it's just, and that's just like with any other woman, there's good and bad about every single one of them.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that could kind of be what they mean about, somebody might say, oh, I want a man that's this and great with his money and do this and do that. But the woman could necessarily not be that person.
Right.
So you don't need a man that is, like way off as bad as you. Like, say if you're a compulsive spender and you're a compulsive, complainer, and you're a compulsive, I quit my job every other week.
Ooh, child.
You don't need a man that's the same way.
Thing, right?
So maybe that's kind of what they mean. You think?
Yeah, I'm gonna just say I don't know where they're going with this, but okay. So the second thing that I saw that resonated from every single podcast is women think they have more leverage than they really do. So, what they were basically trying to say is a woman thinks just because she has the good, that's the only thing she needs to be able to pull a man.
That ain't gonna fly.
And so they think, oh well, my stuff is this and my stuff is that, and so that's why you need to pay all my bills. That's why I don't need to work. That's why you need to cake me up. That's why you need to... And so that is another reason why they feel like there's no good men out there. This is what the man has to say. I mean, I kind of gotta agree with that. I mean, you got to be bringing something more than just that. You know what I'm saying? You trying to see what Robin said?
Yeah, what Robin said.
All right. Robin says, it could also mean that sometimes we are looking in all the wrong places for the right man.
That is true. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Right.
I mean, yeah. You know, you can get the best thing when you're not looking at all.
And that is a fact. That is exactly how I met my husband, Mr. Clark, over there. I wasn't even looking, and he was just standing right there.
Sometimes you can be not looking at all and just focus on you, and something just pop up.
Right. So, what about this whole leverage thing? So, and they specifically were talking about like women who are like no longer in their 20s. Okay. So they were saying that, you know, the men that was caking you up back in your 20s, they no longer exist in your 30s because now they done married somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And so now the tactics you were using in your 20s, you're now still trying to use those same tactics, but you ain't bomb.com like you was in your 20s. That's what the man was saying.
Well, I don't know, because yeah, that could be true, but it sounds like that's on a younger mindset.
Well, a lot of these men were like around their 50s, I would say.
Well, that's too old to be thinking that way, guys.
I was like, okay, that's
how 50-year-old men thinking?
I was like, that's
Let me find out.
Interesting perspective.
But that could be 50-year-old men that's going for younger women. Like,
they're like, okay, 30s. When you in your 30s and 40s, you know, you wasn't doing it like you was in your 20s.
None of us were.
I'm like, okay, I'm not really sure what that means, but we'll go with that, because a lot of men seem to feel like that is why women think there's not a lot of good men out there, because they don't want to have to give up nothing, but they want to receive everything.
Okay.
Right. So I'm like, okay, if you put it in terms like that, maybe I might be able to get with it. But
yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel like this. I feel like there are still some good men out there.
I mean, I think that as women get older, I feel like their standards do become a little more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, they've been out there and they know what they like and what they don't like. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times they could be successful. You know what I'm saying? And so they want somebody that's going to match their grind. So maybe that's some of it. And so when you don't, it's like, okay, I don't have to be taking care of nobody because, you know, I work to get where I'm at. Why should I not then still have to work and take care of you too?
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that there's still some good men out there. I think that
Some good single men or some good married men? We
girl.
gotta get specific now. I feel like there's a lot of really good married men out there, yeah. But we talking about for the single ladies.
Yeah, well, I think there's some good single men out there.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because I think there's still some good single men out there. And so you just gotta, it's all about what you're looking for.
I guess so.
And what do you consider good? Because everybody's idea of good is different.
And I agree with that 100%.
Your idea of good could be very different.
For sure. So the last thing that I saw that resonated amongst these blogs and podcasts was a lot of the guys that are out there that are good guys, you are simply not attracted to.
And that might be true.
So they might be 5'9" and you're 5'7". You don't want him because he's too short.
No, there's plenty of women I see with short men.
All right. So, like in the perfect example. So I have a relative, right? And this relative is 5'2". Okay. It's a guy. He's 5'2", and his wife is probably 5'7". Right? And so he just loves her. And she just loves him. But they look so odd when you see them together because, she's like real tall and he's real short. But she don't care nothing about that. Girl, I wouldn't either. Girl, get your man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of women date short men. I mean, it just depends on your standards, what you want.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And I think we could all probably want something different.
I agree.
Because what some people may consider a good man, you might not consider like, I could never date. You might be like, I could never date a person like him because of your standards. You know what I mean?
And how much should attraction play in that part? Like, if you're not attracted to somebody, could you still find love with them?
I know a lot of people that do. They start out as like friends. They wasn't attractive. And then the person is just smart and genuine and, striving for success and got a lot going for himself. And they do fall in love with the person.
Even though they don't want to. Because I always think about Seal and Heidi Klum. Because Seal was like, in my eyes, I'm like, child, you look like a dog. I mean, no cap, but that's how I felt. Like, I'm not trying to say nothing. That's just how I felt. And she was so beautiful. I was like, dang.
But he probably was smart and treated her like a queen. And she probably had been with a gorgeous guy that
did her dirty.
Yeah, that did her dirty and wasn't shit. And people, not just women, but vice versa, women and men, they run into that all the time. They've been with the model piece, whatever, and they just was horrible people.
and I think truthfully that Music Soul Child said it best. I'll love you when your hair turns gray. I'll still want you if you gain a little weight. The way I feel for you will always stay the same.
Yeah, but
as long as your love don't change.
When you really love somebody, you see past the flaws.
I know, thank God.
The physical flaws.
Look, thank God, because Dwayne, Lord knows I done gained about 30 pounds since we've been married. So, thank you that you still love me when I gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah. When you love somebody, you don't even see all that.
You really don't.
You really don't. You see past.
It's like it don't even matter. It don't even matter.
It doesn't even matter.
Your stinky farts, I'm there for it. I'm gonna complain.
I'm not doing those.
Like, what can you look past? What's like a deal breaker?
I'm not doing those, and I'm not doing. It's so funny because I said something about, oh my God, these people want me to get on a Zoom unexpectedly. I was like, baby, I still got my headscarf on, and my boyfriend goes, "You wear a headscarf?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do," but he would never know.
Oh Lord,
You never know. I ain't going to bed with it. Hell no.
Oh Lord,
No, it ain't going down.
You looking sexy when you get in that bed, huh?
I ain't doing no bonnet, no headscarf.
You ain't doing no bonnet, no headscarf.
That's out.
That's out.
That's out.
All
Well, we are gonna get into what?
Our 5-minute tip.
Ooh, we running over.
That's all right. That's all right for the new year. That means we had a lot to say and a lot to talk about. And I hope y'all love this topic. If you want us to continue to talk about this, let us know. Hit us up on the DM. We're always looking for new topics and new different things to talk about. So please, please, please at Tea N Thangz at gmail.com. Hit us up with your comments and topics. And we're going to get into this 5-minute tip. And I got one for you.
All right.
It's a DIY tip, right? If you're the type of person who likes to drink coffee in the morning, right? Right. So you're drinking your coffee in the morning. You can save those coffee grounds and use them to unclog a sink. Unclog your sink. So all you need to do is take the coffee grounds, some soap, and some really hot water, mix it up, pour it down the drain, and ba-bow. Your drain is clean.
Really?
So just something, just a little something, a little DIY trick. If you ain't trying to call the plumber every 5 seconds, try that first.
Okay.
You like, I'm going to try that. You like, I'm going to try that. Wait a minute now.
I'm scared, but I'm going to try it.
So that has been us. And remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button now. We need as many subscribers as we can get. Y'all, we about to blow it out the park 2023. So we love y'all. We appreciate everybody and all of your listening and commenting and being a part of this beautiful podcast. We love y'all.
Peace. We out. See you next Wednesday, same time.